Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel Full Stack Learner. Today we are going to write code for online food mobile app. In the earlier video we have made our dev environment ready. Now let us deploy our app on port number 3001 in our React server so that my reference app will run on server with port number 3000 and the app that we are currently going to build will run on port number 3001. I went to the package.json file, under that under scripts object, so under start item I have kept port as 3001 so that I expect my React server to start on port 3001. I have restarted my server and opened the browser. As you can see, my React server started on 3001 port. This is my existing application which is deployed on 3000 port, and this is the current project which we are going to write, and it is deployed on 3001 port. So this is for our reference and this is where we are going to write our code. Now let us design the components required for our application. In my application I have mainly 4 pages. This is my home page. When I click on get started, this is my menu page, and when I click on any item, it opens up the cart item page. So this is like item description, and when I click on cart, this is like my cart page. So my application basically has 4 pages. One is for menu, one is for home, one is for menu, one is for cart, and one is for item description. So we are going to write 4 pages. For that I'll go under src directory and I'll create a folder called components. And I'll create one more folder called CSS. Under components I'll create 4 files. One is home.js and the other is menu.js and the other is item.js and cart.js. So our 4 components are ready. Now I'll go and create 4 CSS file inside CSS folder. Home.css and then menu.css and then item.css and then cart.css. So our CSS files are created. Now I'll go to components, and in home.css I'll use RFCE, and then I have created home component, and I'll go to cart, and here using RFCE's code snippet, so I'll create cart component. The same I'll do in item component. Item component is created. And menu component. So our menu component is created. Now all components are created. Suppose if I open, I'll go to my app.js, and here I'll remove this entire thing, and I'll call here my home component. See, home component is not defined. So for that, import home from component/home. I'll save this. As you can see, our home appears here. I'll do with everything. Cart and then menu I'll import item. I'll save this. As you can see, our home, cart, menu and item came here. Now let us write home component. So I'll go to home component, and our home component should look like this. So I'll start writing my home component. So I'll remove this here, home. So I'll import my home.css here first. So let me import .css/home.css. I'll save this, and so here I'll name it as just home, and then see, and in app.js I'll comment out everything which I'm going to write later. So here home, as you can see, home appears here. Since in app.js we have given this class name, so I'm going to remove this class name so that my red background disappears. Now in app.js only my home component is called. So in home component this home is there. So now what I'll do is, so since it has to have this shape, so for that I'll just give the CSS. So for that I'll give a class name as home, and I'll go to my home.css, and here I'll give a class home, and here I'm going to write a background as linear gradient of 184 degree hash So I'll just save this, and then I give it as a width of 24.375 rem, I'll give it a height of 52.75 rem. Let me save this, and I'll close everything. I'll open only home.js and home.css. As you can see, my class name home I have applied, so this is working fine. Now as you can see, in the main page we have this border, so let us go and implement that. So for that I'll give here a border radius of 3.125 rem. So you can see the border has come. Now I'm going to remove this home because it looks awkward. So I have removed this. Now the border has come. That's it. So this is how our home appears now. And as you can see, in the main page we have an image here, and we have a description here, and we have a button here. These are stacked vertically. So let us go and implement that. Let me take a view. and let me take a div inside this, and I'll put an image here. So the first one comes as a div, and inside that one div comes here, and inside that one image fits here. So this is what I have done. And then a div here where I have my content here. So I'll write here h1 tag, and here I'll write enjoy your food. Enjoy your food. So enjoy your food. So this is how it looks. And then after that I'll take a one more div for my button. So here button, inside button we have write get started. So let me save this, and this is how it appears. And let me first I have to get all the images for my application. So for that, inside src folder I'll create one folder called images, and I'll copy paste all the images inside this folder which are required for my project. Let me do that. As you can see, I'm ready with all the images which are required for my project. So I have pasted them under images folder. Now inside my home directory I want this image. So for that I'll go here, and this is my image. So I'll go to my home file and import food plate, images slash food plate dot. As you can see, it is actually food plate dot png. So I'll save this, and here inside the image tag I'll give sourcing to that food plate image. So I'll save this. As you can see, my food plate has come here, and enjoy your food and get started is printed, but we have to style in this format. Let us go ahead and do the styling. I'm styling here. So I want my this div to be 100% of the screen. Now here I have to modify this div layout. For that, what I do is so I reduced the width, and then I control the height, and then so I wanted to make it in the center of the div, and then we mention here display as flex and flex direction column, and save. As you can see, after mentioning my parent item to be display flex, now CSS is applied for my child div. So here, as you can see, our white has some kind of rounded border. So for that I will go here and I'll mention here rounded full. So round has come. Now I'll mention it to be a flex so that my image will be centered in the middle of the div. Justify center, I'll save. So as you can see, it is justify, and then items center, so it has aligned in the middle of the div. So this is done. Now I have to modify my, as you can see, our image looks exactly as that of original image. Now I have to modify this enjoy your food menu. So for that, so this is my div. What I do is class name, and I want my text to be bigger. So for that I'll give 2.625, then so it looks bigger, and then I want it to be semi bold font, so it is semi bold, and then I want it to be aligned in the center of the div. So for that I will give margin auto, so it has aligned in the center of the div. And since, as you can see, this has aligned in the 2 lines, so I have to shrink this width, so automatically it aligns in 2 lines. So what I'll do is width of, I'll give 20 rems. So I have given this 20 rems width. Yes, I can shrink this h1. So what I'll do is class name, and I will give width to be 60%. So immediately it has aligned in 2 lines. Now what I'll do is, this has to be in the center of the div. So I'll make text center. So as you can, the text is centered. Now on the top div, I'll give it as item to be flex, and justify to center I will give. So as you can see, it has aligned in the center of the page. Now since as you compare with the original screen, it should be white in color, text should be white in color. For that I'll go ahead and create here text to be white in color. Yes, so our enjoy your food section looks same as that of our original screen. So this is done. Now let us modify this, get started, and make it beautiful. So for that what I'll do is, as you can see, it has aligned in the center of the div. So okay, same kind of spacing exists on left and right. For that what I'll do is, class name, and as you can see, some kind of space exists, top and bottom, equal kind of space other than the margin of this top element. So what we'll do is, I'll just give him margin of so it has come down now. So it should be aligned in middle of the div. So for that I'll just give a flex, and to make it center we'll give justify between, and we'll say justify center. Oops. Justify center, and then save. So it has come in the center. Now this button should look like this. So for that I'll go to button, and I'll give a class name of give width to 14 rem, and then background of white. As you can see, the background white has come. Now we can see the width property clearly. And then, so as you can see, this text should be kind of purple in color. So for that, what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll give text color to be purple. So that you can copy paste this 482A90. So this comes out to be purple in color. So and the font to be semi bold, and then rounded to XL so that the border looks bigger, and then text size to be 1.75 rem. So done. I think the height of the button is bigger. So for that, what I'll do is I'll give it to 5 rem. As you can see here, this almost looks similar to our original HTML. So this looks similar. So that's it. Our home is done. As you can see here, this is having some kind of more curvature than our button. So but here we have given rounded to XL. So we can go to Tailwind config, and here inside the themes I'll extend this size to have my own customized value. So for what I'll do is 2XL I have given there, and I'll keep it to be 1.25 rem. I'll save this. As you can see, this borders, rounded border size has been increased. It is not yet done. Okay, for that I have to mention here border radius property. Border radius. So I'll save this, and as you can see, this almost looks, this border size has been increased. So this almost looks similar to that of original main page. So done with our main page. So we are done with home page. Now in the next video, let us go ahead and write menu page. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.